for the best sports in Lorain. That's TV 20, Lorain City Schools Television.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and tonight's honored guests, the veterans of the United States Armed Forces. As family and friends, it is with pride that we pause to pay homage to these heroes who come from all walks of life for their courage, dedication, accomplishments, and as we honor these men and women who have made the commitment to serve our great country and have made our armed forces the most respected in the world. Also, we remember those who are only here in spirit and say thank you for the sacrifices that have been made to ensure our freedoms and to allow all of us to live in a nation where the ideals of free speech, freedom of choice, and democratic rule are celebrated. All of the men and women that we honor this evening possess the qualities of being a leader, a first responder, a defender, a warrior, a rescuer, a problem solver, and a model citizen. And no matter what your political views or personal agendas, one thing all Americans can agree on is that our servicemen and women are to be respected and honored for their courage, sacrifice, selflessness, integrity, and dedication to duty as they serve a cause larger than oneself. We all owe a debt of gratitude to those who have served the United States so that we may enjoy the freedoms that America affords each and every one of us. Ladies and gentlemen, the following servicemen and women are veterans that are here today. And I would like to introduce them. First off, Alan Duane, Jordan Portillo, Latoya Rogers, William E. White Jr., Katie Garcia, Hector Garcia, Jessica Thompson, Jeff Gannon, Ron Browning, Dan Reyes, Nancy Reyes, Louis Matos, William Ortiz, Michael Johnson, Donald Fouquet, General Brown, William Coronado, Chuck Strouser, David Larson, Kevin Goodwin, David Rising, Derek Wilhelm, Steve Sturgill, Ridwan Al Fawad, Don Eddy, Connie Ward, Thomas Smith, Bill Sidnor, James Carter Jr., Nathaniel Ward, Donald Swinowich, Michelle Wright, Frank Brown, Kathleen Ortiz, William Ortiz, Richard Holloway, Sam Felton, Beverly Gelb, Saquando Bosquez Jr., Bob Ross, and Sam Obici. As the Veterans Creed states, in all of the remaining moments of my life, I will be steadfast guardian of American ideals, freedoms, and history. I am a one percenter of the noblest order. I am an American veteran. Again, a special thank you to all of our veterans for answering the call to duty. Thank you for attending this special event. God bless you and your families. God bless our troops, and God bless America. At this time, we'd also like to make a special announcement and thank everyone who purchased T-shirts for this game, as well as a showcase game against Elyria, and due to their generosity, we are proud to present a check in the amount of $550 to the Disabled American Veterans. Sam Felton from the Lorain chapter is here to accept the check for the Disabled American Veterans. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, please remain standing for the presentation of our nation's colors by the Lorain High School Army Junior ROTC Cadet Color Guard. The Color Guard conducts of the following cadets: Cadet Captain Sarah Hopkins, Cadet Captain Matt Gannon, Cadet Captain Sam Deandra, and the Color Guard Commander, Cadet Captain Cheyenne Sowers. And remain standing for the playing of our national anthem by the Lorain High School Marching Band under the direction of Mr. Timothy Civic.
That concludes our pregame festivities. Stay tuned. We'll have tonight's opening kickoff, Lorain and Cleveland Heights. When we come back, you're watching boys varsity football on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television.
Veterans benefits earned through your service in the National Guard or Reserve can offer a range of support.
I wouldn't be here today as a successful woman without the help that I received.
From home loans to job training, go to benefits.va.gov/Guard Reserve to find out more, even how to apply online using e-benefits.
This is one of the best things I ever did in my life.
We were very fortunate to have these benefits, so we definitely ought to use them.
Achieve your next mission. Learn about your VA benefits today.
For the thousands of wounded warriors returning from battle, Wounded Warrior Project has developed the Warriors to Work program, a unique program that helps wounded warriors translate their military experience to the civilian workplace. The Warriors to Work program also works with employers to find the right job for the right warrior. Contact Wounded Warrior Project at findwwp.org. Welcome home the brave.
Opening kick for the Lorain Titans. They'll kick off to the Cleveland Heights Tigers, and we're underway. Tigers take it at the 10-yard line. They're in the white uniforms. Lorain in the blue out to the 20 to the 25. A nice return out to about the 28-yard line. And that's Zaire Webb on the return for the Tigers. So the Titans in the home blue uniforms. Cleveland Heights in white, and Tom Bauer, the Titans 4-1. Cleveland Heights 1-4, but don't read into that too far, because I think part of that is Cleveland Heights plays some really good competition so far.
They have, and this is the kind of game where you get overconfidence, because Lorain knows they just beat the Canadian team by 3, and Heights lost to the Canadian team, but that doesn't mean they're 6 touchdowns better than them, obviously.
So Cleveland Heights comes out to the line of scrimmage. Quarterback is Josh Harris. He's in the shotgun, 2 receivers to each side.
No one's covering his slot over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. And Harris sees that too and gets it out to that wide open receiver at the 30-yard line to the 35. Nobody from Lorain was on that slot receiver, as Tom Bauer mentioned. And that is Zaire Webb with the reception. It'll be second and short.
I only seen Heights one time, half a game on a scouting. I don't know how strong their running game is, that you can leave a receiver like that go.
Second and 4 for Cleveland Heights from their own 36. We're just underway from George Daniel Field in Lorain. And there's a handoff, and we're going to get a first down run across the 40 out to about the 41. Tyshawn Lighty on the stop for Lorain, but it's first and 10 for Cleveland Heights.
Yeah, Caro Smith was on there too. You'll call his name a lot tonight. at middle linebacker. He's learning the game well.
Xavier Pillar was the running back for Cleveland Heights that time. They have a 1st and 10 from their own 42. And Josh Harris, the quarterback, takes it, and he'll hand it off and hit in the backfield. What a stop by Kelvin Torres.
Yeah. Well, that puts him way behind the sticks, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And you can look at Kelvin Torres. He has 43 tackles to lead Lorain this year with 2.5 sacks, and that's his 5th tackle for loss. The defensive line for the Titans, as you look at the replay right here, look at Torres shoot through and make the easy tackle. Up front, Antonio Wyatt, Nate Melendez, Caesar Jeter, and Malik McCall. The linebackers, Davion Dower, Cairo Smith, Savon Chavis, Kelvin Torres. I'll get to the secondary after this play. They're going to go up top, put it up there, jump ball incomplete. Good coverage back there for the Titans. That's Zion Cross. Also, they have Tyshawn Lighty, Makai Curry, and Dakota Mincy in the backfield.
The one thing that Cleveland Heights is doing is running a tight end, which Lorain doesn't see very often. So, that's something we always worked on, defensive end play against a tight end, but I don't know how much these guys have worked on that.
And
Right.
Coach, down from the sideline, Davion Dower did a great job getting a piece of that tight end so he couldn't get out into his pattern.
Okay, so they have been coaching him up.
So it's 3rd and 15, rolling right. Looking to step up. He'll throw for the first down, but throws it out of bounds, so the Titans will get a stop. It'll be 4th and long. Harris rolled right, but had to fire it out of bounds. That third voice you just heard from the sidelines is Rick Amador. We'll hear from him throughout the evening here. Tom Bauer, you mentioned it, that the wind coming out of the south, and it looks to be a little bit stronger now, and that might have an effect on the passing a game, especially going towards the north end zone.
At least the sun's setting, and we don't have a rainstorm threatening us.
No rain, please, guys.
No rain.
10:32 to go, first quarter, no score, just underway. The Tigers to punt, and it's a short punt. That'll take a Cleveland Heights roll, and it's going to die at about the 35-yard line, and that's where we'll see the Titans offense 1st and 10. For the Titans offensively, they're scoring 41 points a game. They run a multiple offense. Last week they defeated Clarkston, Ontario, 42-21, and next week the Titans are going to take on Warrensville Heights. The quarterback is Justin Sturgill. Running backs tonight, they'll run in Dalen Dowder, Dakota Mincy, Savon Chavis. Wide receivers, they'll throw a lot of them at you, but Davion Dower, Zion Cross, Tyshawn Lighty are some of the receivers. We'll get you the guys up front in a moment. Sturgill, 51 out of 86 on the year for 59%. 12 touchdowns to just 1 interception. He'll turn and hand off the first back through across the 40 to the 41. About a 4-yard run right up the gut, and they went with Dalen Dower, 62 carries, 603 yards on the year, 9.7 average, 9 touchdowns. Quickly, the Titans to the line of scrimmage, I formation. And again, the turn and a hand up, but stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Great job by the defensive front for Cleveland Heights, and the first man there was Kylan McCracken, who, when I asked the Cleveland Heights coaches, who's your best lineman both ways, they said Kylan McCracken, and you see why right there. 3rd and 3. Fullback is Tyshawn Nelson. Dalen Dower is the tailback. And they're going to run the option, and Sturgill keeps it, gets a first down across midfield in the Heights territory, 1st and 10. Let's get you the guys up front. On the left side of the line for Lorain tonight, left tackle Myron Wilson, left guard is David Largan. The center is, Yusuf Alzir is the right guard, and Gabriella Piscott is the right tackle, and the center is going to be Rashawn Rogers. And Sturgill keeps it, gets down to the 44-yard line. Coach, can you tell I did this last night at about 1 in the morning when I forgot my last name here? What was I thinking? I had a game last night. I got home. I was waiting to.
The big difference with this team from the beginning of the year is Sturgill is starting to run the option with authority anymore.
And there's another quick play. They're going to hand it off, and running to the outside, being brought down at the 45-yard line, Dalen Dower. And the left guard, let me correct myself, it's David Larson. David Larson is the left guard. So it's 3rd and 5 for the Titans. Any surprises, guys, that they're going no huddle here?
Well, they always play fast.
Okay.
I mean, that's Coach McFarland. You got to play fast.
I have not seen them yet.
You.
And they go fast right there, and it's going to be close to a first down as they hand it off to the fullback straight ahead at Tyshawn Nelson, 6 foot, 193-pound sophomore. And let's see where they mark this football. Looks like they're going to mark it at the 38. And they're going to say first down. So first down for the Titans with 8 minutes to go in the first quarter, no score. First drive for Lorain. They have it 1st and 10 at the Tigers 38. Justin Sturgill, 6 foot, 190-pound senior signal caller.
He's got man-to-man coverage if he wants it with Davion Dower.
And he'll go back. He will throw it out there in the flat. It's complete at the 40-yard line. Shaking a tackle to the 30. Going to be gone. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Zion Cross. There you see how he won the state sprint championship. Cross right there, broke a tackle, and forget it. And the Titans lead 6-0 with 7:31 to go in quarter number 1.
You know, I think
there's the replay.
Yeah.
Quickly get it out to Cross. Gets one block, and that's a nice block getting in the way there by Jermel Nolan Jr., and that's all Cross needed.
And, guys, how many times you see that play ran to the short side of the field? You got the athlete in a position to succeed on the wide side of the field, 6.
And they will go for 2. Sturgill under center. And he'll turn, and he will keep it on the option, and he'll be pulled down short of the goal line, so the 2-point conversion is no good. So, guys, a pretty impressive opening drive there for the Titans as they take the 6-0 lead.
You know, the touchdown run by Cross, a year ago he would have been tackled for a 2-yard loss. He's learning to break the tackles, and now he uses his speed. You know, first you got to put a football move on before you use, state championship kind of speed.
We're here with Club TV 20 tonight. You've heard the announcers. I'm Rob Polinsky. He's Tom Bauer. Down on the sidelines, Rick Amador. And the Club TV 20 members tonight, Alexis Sexton, Christian Riviera, Eddie Santiago, Harley McQuaid, Ian Martinez, Isabel Sanchez, Jaden Morales, Jocelyn Ramos, Sam DeAndrea, and Thomas Milam. And they are all here doing camera work and directing and all kinds of stuff that I know nothing about. But they are under the direction of Joe Bach and Terry Trout, doing a great job there. You get a look at we've got 3 cameras down on the sidelines tonight. So great job by the Club TV 20 members. And we appreciate all of their efforts.
That's a kick.
Another decent kick. It'll be picked up at the 10-yard line, straight ahead, out to the 20, cutting it up. Got a hold to the 30, 35, out to the 38-yard line. A good return by Zaire Webb. And he was close to breaking that.
I have 13 is Javon Manning, but I'm not 100% sure that is Javon. What do you think, Rick? Is that Javon in number 13?
Yeah, that is correct. They did some jersey switching.
Okay.
Javon Manning is 13, and number 10 is Devante Jackson. Now, Devante may sound is actually familiar to this program because his brother, Eddie Williamson, was a quarterback a couple, 3 years ago.
Here you see the replay of this good return as he gets out to about the 38-yard line, or I should say to the 40, and that's where Cleveland Heights will get it 1st and 10 from their own 40.
Yeah,
out of the shotgun, they'll turn, hand off straight ahead. A lot of room to run to the 45. Going outside, he'll have a first down across midfield down to about the 48-yard line. Zion Cross bringing him down.
See, maybe that was a scouting report. They run the ball effectively up the middle while they're keeping more linebackers in rather than going to covering those slots.
11 yards on the run. 1st and 10, Cleveland Heights from the Lorain 49. 7:10 to go first quarter. Lorain leads at 6-0. Glad you could join us on WLCS TV 20. Josh Harris, the quarterback. He's been in the shotgun all night. 2 receivers to the near side. Bad snap. In trouble. He'll dive on it back at the 36-yard line. And there to cover him up to make sure he wasn't going anywhere is Isaiah McDowell. He's a 205-pound junior linebacker.
I always call him Mad Dog. I don't know. That name he kind of resembles. You'll see a lot of him.
Okay. It'll be after that bad snap. That could be one of the problems with the shotgun. It's a lot of pressure on your center. It's 2nd and long for the Tigers. And they're going to turn and hand the ball off across the 40 to the 45, basically getting the yardage back that they lost on that first play was Xavier Pillar. And it's going to be 3rd and about 12, guys, from the Cleveland Heights 49. Take a look at some of the big linemen there for Cleveland Heights. Curtis Wright, also Peter Rouse on that line. You also saw Kylan McCracken, who made a nice play defensively for Cleveland Heights earlier. Another handoff on 3rd and long, a bit of a surprise, and stopped at the line of scrimmage. Nate Melendez, 6'2", 210-pound junior defensive lineman, on the stop for the Titans. There you get a look at number 3.
Coach, take a look at Nate's technique on this run play if you get that replay. Amazing.
4th and long, and here is the replay.
Was that Dower out there on that tight end? No, yeah.
And look at Melendez shed that block and run laterally. And
I think that Chavis did a nice job on the tight end.
Yep. So Saban Chavis was there as well. So it'll be 4th and 11, and Heights will punt. 5:10 to go first quarter. High snap, they get it, and it's a high short kick.
That's
into
going to
that
go backwards, too.
Yes, it is. Well,
I'm wrong.
And it's going to take a Cleveland Heights bounce, and it will be about an 11-yard punt. So Lorain has great field position, 1st and 10 from the 40, and they lead at 6-0 with 4:59 to go in the first quarter. Dave McFarland in his 4th year as head coach of the Titans. Want to remind you that Lorain City Schools WLCS TV 20 on Spectrum Cable. You can check us out on Lorain Schools TV 20 on Facebook for all your entertainment and informational needs. Follow us on Twitter at LCS_TV 20. Check out the YouTube station, Lorain Schools TV 20. Sturgill takes it. He'll hand it off. And a run for Dower out to the 43.
And, Rob, you mentioned McCracken. He's been on several of these tackles early and often already. He's an athlete. You could just tell from the sidelines here. He's a beast.
There he is right there, number 54, as he was able to come off the block of Gabriel LaRosa and make that stop. Sturgill's going to run the option. He'll keep it. He'll get a first down across midfield down to about the 45-yard line of Cleveland Heights. Nice deception by Justin Sturgill as Cleveland Heights went for that fake. You'll see it here. They went for the fake to the fullback. Sturgill pulls it out and then makes a nice cut and gets the first down. Again, quickly the line of scrimmage. Sturgill will hand it off. Dower still on his feet, and, it doesn't look like much, but you look up and he's got 4 yards. Yeah. Dalen Dower, 6 foot, 181-pound sophomore.
And one thing, Rob, you'll notice about Dalen Dower is yards after contact. He got hit right about the line of scrimmage, but was still able to pick up about 4 yards on that one.
That's a good point, Rick, and that's really important, whether you're a running back or a receiver, to be able to do that. Straight ahead, they'll go to the fullback, Lighty. He'll get maybe 2. It'll be 3rd and about 4. I think this is a big defensive series early in the game for Cleveland Heights, guys. They're down 6-0 already. Yes, we're in the first quarter, but this is a team that's 1-4. If you fall behind by 2 scores on the first 2 drives, I think it could be a tough night for the Tigers. I think this is a real important drive for them defensively. 3rd and 4, Sturgill back to throw. He's going to fire, had a man, and just underthrew. That is Jamel Nolan Jr.
Just a little bit out of his reach, a little too low for him because he had him beat.
Yes, he did.
He had him beat.
So it'll be 4th and 4. And I would think that the Titans would go for it here. The line of scrimmage, the Cleveland Heights 39. Sturgill is the punter.
And he's been known to quick kick from this formation.
4th and 4. He'll take it. He goes back to pass. He's under some trouble. He's being rushed, and he'll be sacked back at the 45-yard line. Brandon Seawright, 5'11", 195, and a junior with the sack.
Heights only brought 4 guys, but they disguised that blitz well.
Yep.
Got Justin. He didn't see that guy coming. He wasn't accounted for.
There's Dave McFarland as he talks to Justin Sturgill, asking him about the decision-making process of that last play. And it'll be 1st and 10, Cleveland Heights from their own 45. But I know it was early, but I thought that was a big series defensively for Cleveland Heights.
It was. They stopped them, just inside their own territory. Because you said if they would have drove the ball all the way down the field, Heights would be thinking about
Yep. And
it's going to be a long night.
Since Lorain elected not to punt, Cleveland Heights has a 1st and 10 at their own 45. We have whistles. And we're going to have a procedure call against Cleveland Heights, our first penalty of the football game. Again, Club TV 20 bringing you to the ball game tonight. Glad to be part of it alongside Tom Bauer and Rick Amador. We've got Joe Bach and Terry Trout up here, who, of course, are the teachers for Club TV 20 and several of their Club TV 20 members.
Here comes a blitz.
And they're going to hand it off to the far side, out to the 45-yard line. Again, that's Xavier Pillar on the run, and he was brought down that time by Cairo Smith. You said I'd say his name a lot. He came into the ball game, 39 tackles, 1.5 sacks, 4 tackles for loss for the 220-pound junior linebacker.
I think Nate Melendez did a nice job running them down from the backside, too, to help Cairo on that play.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Tigers as we're under 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter. The Titans lead 6-0. Coming in motion, Lamaro Smith Jr., and they're going to hand the ball off. Nowhere to go at all. Maybe a 1-yard gain. That's about it. Great job by the Titans defensively. And coming off the bottom of the pile, Antonio Wyatt. I think Cairo Smith was there as well. Let's take a look at the replay. Boy, nowhere to go at all. And big Antonio Wyatt just gobbled him up.
Oh, I think he just made a pow.
Great observation. That's exactly what happened, Coach.
Antonio's got 10 tackles for loss and 4.5 sacks already. They're going to run the option to the far side. Pitch at the last moment. What a pitch. But it'll be brought down shy of the first down. But what a great job by the quarterback, Josh Harris, getting rid of that football at the last minute, giving his team an opportunity. But they don't quite get the first down. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah, McDowell was in there on his ankle, and we just got the pitch off. Excellent job.
Yes. See him there, and he pitches it to Pillar.
As he was going down, actually.
Yep. That could be dangerous. Looks like Cleveland Heights is going to go for it on 4th and 6 from their own 49. They got to get to the Titan 45 for a first down. Interesting call here. Well, maybe after that last punt, they just deciding to go for it. 4th and 6. Bad snap. Going back to get it, to pick it up at his own 30. Running ahead to the 35-40 and out of bounds.
Wow.
Lorain will get great field position. Another bad snap to Josh Harris. He scrambled, did what he could.
I think that's been 3 series where they've had a bad snap in each series.
But the Tigers have shot themselves in the foot, and Lorain gets great field position to begin this drive. With 1:18 to go in the first quarter, you should take a look at some of the assistant coaches for Lorain. He must be the get-back coach because he just told everybody to get back. Here you see the replay. Again, the bad snap. Harris did his best to come up with it and stayed on his feet and then ran as far as he could. Nobody open downfield. Antonio Wyatt was there, so he just said, you know what, I'm going to go out of bounds and turn the ball over. 1st and 10, Titans from the Cleveland Heights 40. Sturgill takes it. And he'll hand it off to Dower, and he is gobbled up about a 1-yard gain. That's about it over there on that far side of the field. 2nd and 9.
The one thing about a horse like Dower, you got to keep feeding him because sooner or later he's going to break one.
Well, he's got a great average this year. 62 carries, 603 yards. It's 9.7 yard per carry and 9 touchdowns. 2nd and 9. Under a minute to go in quarter number 1. Sturgill with the handoff, and again stopped at the line of scrimmage where the Cleveland Heights defense is toughening up here, Coach.
Well, I think what they got to think about doing is they got to get a little wider.
Tyshawn Nelson on that carry had nowhere to go. Wider in their splits up front?
No, wider in their play selection. They got to get the ball out here to either the cross.
Under 20 seconds to go in the quarter, 3rd and 10. Cross lines up to the far side. He has a touchdown catch earlier this quarter. They'll get the play off. Back to throw is Sturgill. Going downfield, nobody there. And it's going to be 4th down with 6 seconds to go in the quarter. So Sturgill got rid of it. It's incomplete. It's 4th and 10 from the Tiger 40. And let's see what Lorain elects to do.
Well, it looks like they're in 4-down territory. Of course, with Dave McFarland, sometimes it's always 4-down territory.
4th and 10 from the Cleveland Heights 40, and I think Coach McFarland wants to talk about this.
Okay.
He does, with 6 seconds to go in the first quarter.
You know, the Titans had a pregame meal last night, and had some thank yous. Frankie and MJ's Restaurant there in Elyria, Apple's Grocery on Meister Road, Headliners Barbershop on 42nd Street, and also TV20 provided the food for their pregame meal.
Very nice. Thanks to all those sponsors for stepping up and helping out for the Thursday night team dinner. And I am about a 5-minute walk from Frankie and MJ's there over on Antioch in Elyria, so I know of them. I've been in there.
Rob, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever tried Frankie's French toast?
You know, I haven't, but maybe that's a Saturday morning thing I should do. I've been there, but for breakfast, but haven't done the French toast. Rick, your thumbs up?
Advocate. It's a deep-fried French toast that his mama taught him how to make, and you will not be disappointed, guys.
All right. That sounds good.
Now, obviously, we're listening to experience, Rick.
Oh, Coach, I've had several. Several.
Sturgill's going to go back to punt, so they elect to punt now after they take the timeout. On 4th and 10 from the Cleveland Heights 40. Sturgill will get off the punt. It's a good punt with the wind to his back, and it's going to go into the end zone. That'll be a touchback, and that'll end the first quarter. So a 40-yard punt, it'll net 20. We've played one quarter, our score. It's the Lorain Titans 6, the Cleveland Heights Tigers nothing. We'll be back with the second quarter after this timeout. You're watching Varsity Football on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television.
Ohio State is saving lives every day.
This is Ohio State.
We're the economic engine of the state. A major employer.
Over 60,000 students. We're on the forefront of cancer research. An educational core of Ohio.
Impacting tens of thousands daily.
Our alumni organization is nearly 500,000 worldwide.
This is Ohio State.
This is Ohio State. Ohio State.
This is the Ohio State University.
Every year, the Salvation Army serves nearly 30 million people in need. That's one person every second. So by the time you've finished watching this, 30 more lives will have been changed for good. All thanks to your donations.
Thank you.
Start of the second quarter, Cleveland Heights with the football. We're going to get a penalty flag here, and it'll be a legal procedure on the Cleveland Heights. I think we could have called a legal procedure on Joe Bach there. He had a very quick 3-2-1 to start the second quarter, Tom Bauer.
Hey.
Wow.
Yeah, lead-in's a lead-in.
Wow.
Hey, Coach, for everybody watching, watching this game, can you tell them what the pressure of large splits on the offensive line does to a defense when we come back?
Okay, we'll do that.
1st and 15, and trying to break the run. They cannot do so. Break the tackle, I was trying to say. And coming up with that stop for the Titans is Isaiah Mcdowell.
You're talking about a large splits on the offensive line, theoretically splits out that defensive line. Now, it does open some gaps if they can get into the gaps, but if you're playing a two technique, which means you're head up on them, that spreads you out a little bit too farther, make the running lanes a lot bigger.
Second.
Go ahead, Rob.
2nd and 19 for Cleveland Heights from their own 11. And they're going to run the counter in just a very, very short game there. As, again, the defense for Lorain has been excellent tonight. Kelvin Torres, he came in the leading tackler with 43 tackles on the year. And these linebackers are active between Cairo Smith, Kelvin Torres, Chavis. These linebackers are very active for Lorain.
And both Chavis and Dower both have to step up and cover that tight end every now and then, which they haven't done very often.
3rd and long for the Tigers. Boy, offensively, they have done little to nothing here early on. Lorain leads at 6-0. Now, this quarter, Cleveland Heights has the wind of their back. Let's see if that aids their passing game. As the quarterback, Josh Harris, taking a long time here. He'll get the play off. He's rolling left. Throws, and it's incomplete, but a better looking pass that time. Yeah. But the coverage out there by Tyshawn Lighty, and another 3 and out for Cleveland Heights. I would think, guys, that the Lorain staff has to be pleased by the play of their defense to start this football game.
Aided by some bad snaps, but you gotta overcome that if you're the Heights.
It'll be 4th and long, and they will go back to punt. This could be an adventure. Standing a yard into his own end zone is the Tigers punter. And awaiting it is Tyshawn Lighty, and he stands at the Cleveland Heights 40. High snap, gets it, and with the wind, they get a nice punt. It will bounce at the 42 and go out of bounds. Boy, that's a nice job by Cleveland Heights special teams. But I think, guys, we're seeing that wind. You talked about it, Tom Bauer, in the pregame. We're seeing it play out, that the punters, when they're punting with the wind to their back, getting great punts. We saw Cleveland Heights try to punt into the wind.
And it went straight up in the
Didn't
air.
do anything. Yep.
Yeah.
So no rain of yet, but the wind is
always a factor.
In the ball game. So Sturgill and the offense come to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10 from the Tiger 45. I formation. And they'll run the option here to the short side. A nice pitch. And Dower with room to run at the 35, a stiff arm at the 30, and he's out of bounds. Well designed. Sturgill with a great pitch on the timing to Dalen Dower. They get the sophomore outside, and he gets a first down run, guys.
That's what I came to me. You're going a little bit wider. It's going to open up the inside game now, too.
And a key block by his brother Davion Dower to spring that one.
And what I liked was Sturgill kind of tucked it in, so the defensive end from Cleveland Heights had to go at him and had to open it up for Dower. You want to make the defense play the ball and make you be able to pitch, and then you've got an opening. So Sturgill now fakes the throw. He's going to go downfield, and it's incomplete. His pass was intended out there for Jamel Nolan Jr. 2nd and 10. Stops the clock with 9:41 to go until halftime. A pretty quick-moving first half. Coming up at halftime, you'll hear from the Lorain High School Band. Hope you enjoyed that pregame festivities we had earlier with the honoring the veterans here tonight. Very well, very, very well done.
Guys, there's no safety back.
Yeah,
for
good
Heights.
point, Rick.
But look at the number of people in the box.
They've got 11 in the box. Sturgill back to throw. He's going to go downfield, and it's just overthrown as they're daring Lorain to throw. Tyshawn Lighty went up for it, just overthrowing. But Rick Amador with a good observation there at field level. All 11 Cleveland Heights defenders were within about 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. And, and again, there's no safeties back. Wow.
You know, Justin is only 1 for 5, but that one was a touchdown back in the day.
3rd and 10, Sturgill to throw, fires it out in the flat, and he overthrows his receiver. Boy, he had Dower out there, and he had room to run, but he was overthrown by Sturgill. It'll be 4th and 10.
Yeah, you got to calm down, take his time, get the ball out there. Get a little air under that one. That was just,
you know, he's got the screen set up, well designed, and he just overthrew him, and he was wide open. Closest defender was Zaire Webb, but he wasn't going to get there, and now the Titans will go again on 4th and 10. Line of scrimmage is the Cleveland Heights 27. Sturgill looks, throws, defender falls down, and it's a first down and more. 15-10, 5, touchdown Titans. Tyshawn Lighty from Sturgill on 4th and 10, and with 9:23 to go in the half, the good guys lead by 2 scores.
And guys, that was right in front of me. Heights took away the slant on that play, so they took what the defense gave them. It was an 8-yard hitch. They completed the pass. The athlete Lighty makes the play for 6.
Yep.
And again, the defender for Cleveland Heights falling down, that hurt him as well. But that's a big one on 4th and 10.
You know, guys, I really like to see when kids execute what's coaching. You'll see in this replay right here.
Yep, and here Sturgill goes back, throws it, and the defender, you didn't see him fall down, but he was trying to get up. And, boy, again, when you get these Lorain receivers out in space, Cross, Lighty, they make one man miss, and you only get one chance at them.
Lighty's average was his first 5 completions, he has 3 touchdowns. So
they'll go for 2, and the handoff, and they'll get the 2-point conversion. It's good. It's 14-0. So 2-point conversion is good, and the Titans lead it by a score of 14-0, guys, with 9:23 to go in the first half. We'll see the replay here of the 2-point conversion, and there's the handoff getting the 2-point conversion, Tyshawn Nelson.
Mm-hmm. And guys, this morning I had a chance to catch up with Coach Dave McFarland, actually over breakfast, and we had a chance to talk about how the evolution of his offense has progressed this year. And he credited it all to Justin Sturgeon last year, getting those reps in last year, getting that playoff opportunity. Is just carried over to this year to have an efficient, effective offense. He is basically the offensive coordinator, and he calls all the plays on the field.
Yeah. Sturgill back to throw. Here's the replay of the touchdown pass. Very well done. You see.
Beautiful catch, isn't it?
Tyshawn Lighty went up for it, broke the tackle of the defender, Brandon Simon, and he danced into the end zone for the touchdown. So the Titans lead at 14-0, and kicking off will be Jamel Nolan Jr. And Nolan Jr. gets his right foot into it, and it will bounce at the 10, gets past the Heights receiver. He'll go back to pick it up at the 5, shakes the tackle at the 10, and gets run over at about the 13-yard line. And that's where Cleveland Heights will get it 1st and 10.
That could have been a disaster for Heights when he was fumbling around on the 2-yard line. He did clear it out to get a little bit of space.
Robin, Coach, I apologize. Number 22, Curry. What's his first name, guys?
It is Mackay.
Mackay, he's going to get credit for the tackle, but he doesn't want to look at this play tomorrow on films, guys.
I noticed that, and we'll see the replay here. As you see the kick, and it gets past the receiver for Cleveland Heights, goes back to the goal line to get it, and I think we'll see the tackle here. There it is.
Oh, boy.
Sometimes you just get in the way. And there's a handoff and a run on the left side. First play from scrimmage after the kickoff across the 20. Out to the 21, and right now Cleveland Heights just needs to get some offense established and try to get a couple things that they can do well, and if nothing else, get a few first downs so they can keep that defense on the sidelines. But boy, they don't dress many.
No,
I don't know if they have 30 guys dressed tonight. And they're going to hand off, and there's a first down run across the 30, 35, 40, and it gets knocked out of bounds into the Lorain bench, I should say. And that again is Xavier Pillar, who's been one of their leading ball carriers tonight.
If you look at their roster, they only have 12 linemen dressed there, which is hard on linemen without backups.
That by far is the longest play from scrimmage tonight for the Cleveland Heights Tigers. 1st and 10 from their own 45. Shotgun, another bad snap, and going back to get it. In trouble, snowed under, a loss of 7. About the 4th or 5th bad snap, and the defensive line was right there. Nate Melendez, Cairo Smith and company on the stop.
It's hard to overcome all those kind of things.
See, there's no chance there at all for Josh Harris.
And guys, in warm-ups, their first play in warm-ups for the ones was a mishandled snap.
Yeah, maybe they were practicing that. Yeah.
Penalty
I think that's big. Antonio jumped offside.
Offsides on the Titans. Again, the Tigers come in at 1-4, the Titans at 4-1. And one of the things I looked at was the Heights teams they played. They lost to Mooney 21-12. They lost to the Ontario team 31-6. They lost to Benedictine 30-12. No slouches there. They beat Lake Catholic 31-24, and they lost to an undefeated NDCL last week 44-7. So they've played all parochial schools except the Ontario Canada team.
And that's a prep school, actually.
They'll throw it out in the flat. It's incomplete. It's 3rd and long.
And guys, on this last series for Heights, they've actually put one of their better athletes, Tyreek Smith, in the backfield. He had a couple carries early, and just not being able to execute the center quarterback exchange for that shotgun has been detrimental to this offense.
It will be 3rd and 11 for the Tigers from their own 44. 7:50 to go first half, 14-0 Lorain.
It looks like you're going to try to get him out of the backfield further.
Hand off to Pillar over the far side, and he'll get knocked into the bench for Cleveland Heights, I think shy of midfield. Coming in defensively is Isaiah Mcdowell as we take a look again at the replay. You see Pillar, and he tries to run away from Antonio Wyatt. That's probably a smart thing to do. And he got knocked out of bounds over there by Savon Chavis and Zion Cross. So Cleveland Heights will punt on 4th and about 8. Lorain hasn't dropped anybody back yet.
Here goes Lighty, but he's not going too deep.
Nope. I think Lorain was worried about a fake, so Lighty didn't get back to cover the punt. It takes a Cleveland Heights roll, and it will go into the end zone for a touchback. That'll be a 53-yard punt with a net of 33, and the Titans have it 1st and 10 at their own 20, but the Titans were lucky that they're not pinned inside their own 5.
I thought it was going to be one of those big hops. You know how that you roll, and you hop up, and that's when you get downed. But you said Lorain was lucky.
They'll have it 1st and 10 from their own 20 with 7:01 to go in the first half. And while we await them, we'll let you know once again, this is a Club TV 20 production. We want to remind you that Club TV 20 at Lorain High School, career tech education, video production. You can join Club TV 20 and be part of Lorain City Schools Television. Club members will produce content for WLCS TV 20 on the Spectrum Cable and for Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And we'll finish this up right after this first down play, but Sturgill has it under center. He'll turn and pitch it to Dower. Dower across the 20. He'll be brought down at the 24. But if you do that, you want to get a hold of Mr. Bach or Mr. Trout, the advisors. You can be part of concerts, sports, Titan News. You can run cameras, graphics, instant replay, and switcher. Those are all things that you do as a member of Club TV 20. And we mentioned them earlier in the game. We'll mention them throughout the broadcast. Some of the young people that are here working for Club TV 20 tonight. 2nd and 6, Sturgill. Takes it.
There's
Pitches.
the pitch.
Yep.
There's the pitch we're looking for right there.
He got a good block. Gets across the 40 to the 45, and a great block out there. Jamel Nolan Jr. sprung him for the first down run. Guys, you talked about Sturgill earlier, and last year I got to see his coming out party at that game at Sandusky when he came out. He had that on the radio, and he came on and led Lorain to that long comeback, and he's been under center ever since.
And he's a brainy kid. That's his ability. He's calling every play out there you see. Looking over the defense, can read them well.
1st and 10 from midfield, and hand off to the fullback straight ahead, Tyshawn Nelson. Nelson working the interior of that defense, and again, it doesn't look like a lot, but you look up and it's 4 yards, and those are the kind of plays that make your buddy Tomo all excited.
Yeah.
The fullback gets 4. Tomo likes to do that math, and he figures that 3 times 4 equals a first down. 5.5 minutes to go in the first half. Titans trying to add to a 12-0 lead. Sturgill fakes the handoff. He's going to roll left. He'll throw. Has a man. It's complete at the 30, 25-20, and knocked down is Tyshawn Lighty. And he was knocked down over there by Lamaro Smith Jr.
And guys, Justin does a great job running to his left. He's able to get his shoulder square, put a nice ball right on Lighty's hands so he could turn upfield and make a play.
1st and 10 from the Cleveland Heights 20. They're in the red zone. And they'll hand it off fullback straight ahead down to about the 16-yard line. Again, Tyshawn Nelson.
Coach and Robin, also Tyshawn Nelson's emergence has been by default. Mikey Harrell was emerging as the fullback. He went down, and Nelson has stepped up and just really picked up the pace.
2nd and 6. You never know when you're going to get your opportunity.
Next guy up.
Exactly, yes.
2nd and 6 from the 16. Sturgill turns, hands it off to Dower, has a man to break, and he does, and he gets into the end zone for a touchdown. Dower had one man to beat, and he did so and gets a 16-yard touchdown run, and that opens this up. 4:37 to go in a half, and the Titans lead at 20-0.
We talked about it earlier, guys, that yak, yards after contact.
Yes.
When we watch this replay, you'll see it. He would say just beyond 3 yards past the line of scrimmage, breaks the tackle for 6.
And here is that replay as you look. Dower gets it. Nice blocking at the point of attack. And he's able to break the tackle of Makai Patterson and go 16 yards for the score.
See, that was his 11th carry for 80 yards. So he's approaching his average. He's up to a 7.3. And after those hit the middle at the beginning of the game, he wore him down, and now he's getting his yards up
They'll go for two, and they're going to – Sturgill hands it off to Tyshawn Nelson, and he gets into the end zone for the two-point conversion. So Tyshawn Nelson, his second two-point conversion of the ball game, and the Titans lead it 22-0.
I kind of thought he was stopped for a 2-yard loss.
It looked like it.
Well, guys, when you watch that replay, the Cleveland Heights Tigers, they didn't know where the ball was. It was like that hide the ball thing at the stadium where they hide the ball underneath the helmets. They didn't know where it was.
Well, that's because Sturgill was trying to pull it out, and Nelson had nothing to do with that. Nelson said, I'm taking it in.
And he did so, and Lorain leads 22-0 with 4:37 to go in the half. You take a look at the Lorain sidelines, looking for their 5th win in a row after that opening loss to Midview. And kicking off will be Jermel Nolan Jr. A little surprised the way the Lorain defense is dominated, or?
Yes,
I am too. And the kick will get taken at the 10-yard line and then kicked around, and let's see, it's still loose. Who fell on it?
I'm thinking
Looks like Heights got it.
Heights.
Okay.
Knowing Mcdowell, who's going to be down there in the bottom fighting for it.
Exactly.
Is he?
Stray dog was right around where it all happens.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Cleveland Heights. That would have been a disaster.
Rob, you were talking about that Lorain defense, and it all starts up front with big Antonio Wyatt.
Yep.
He is virtually he's not blockable. When he's motivated, a hungry Antonio Wyatt is an amazing Antonio Wyatt. Keep an eye on him tonight.
Now I'm wondering, him being on the nose has caused a lot of those bad snaps.
Look at his, that's a good point. Look at his stats. 26 tackles for a noseman, 4.5 sacks, 10 tackles for loss this year for 6'3", 313-pound Antonio Wyatt. There's a handoff on the far side. Pillar gets across the 30, out to the 40, a first down. There are glimpses for this Cleveland Heights offense, but they haven't had any kind of consistency.
We keep shooting themselves in the foot. You can't recover when you lose 10, 12 yards on a bad snap.
Pillar was able to run to the outside. Tyshawn Lighty brought him down. Josh Harris is the junior quarterback for Cleveland Heights. His team trails 22-0, and he'll take it. Shotgun out of the Wildcat, goes straight ahead, and nowhere to go. 2nd and long. Absolutely nowhere to go.
I don't know who held him up.
Well, I think it was Savan Chavis.
Yeah, one of those thumpers.
I know Chavis knocked him down.
Torres
held him up, and Chavis knocked him down.
Again, those are those active linebackers. 2nd and 10. Under 4 minutes to play in the first half. It's all Lorain. 22-0. Slot receiver wide open here for Cleveland Heights.
Yeah, a little
We're
procedure.
get movement along the line. Offsides against the Titans. Coach McFarland out on the field talking to his team.
I think he was just adjusting his safety a little bit. But I see this slot man's not covered again.
2nd and 5. Tigers will take it. They'll throw to the slot. It's complete, and it's a first down to the 45-yard line.
I'm wondering if that offensive coordinator is listening to me. That's the second time I've seen it and he's seen it.
Zaire Webb. Well, let me put it to you this way, Tom. If you and I can see it, the coaches can see it. 1st and 10 from the Titan 45. As Cleveland Heights trying to get back into the ball game. Handoff straight ahead. A lot of room to run. A first down run of about 18 yards down to the Lorain 27. The best player tonight for Cleveland Heights, in my opinion, right there, Xavier Pillar. He's a junior running back. He's only 5'6", but he's got some speed. As you see Pillar take the handoff, gets a good block, and then gets 18 yards.
Well, he's running north and south, so he is a tailback that knows where to get to the goal line.
Again, they'll hand it off to him, and this time he stopped at the line of scrimmage, and it's Antonio Wyatt.
Oh, he's not getting up.
That's why I don't do nicknames. 2nd and long. Cleveland Heights has it at the Lorain 29-yard line. 2.5 minutes to play first half. Titans lead 22-0. Guys, this is an important drive for the Tigers here, as we're going to get a timeout for Cleveland Heights, but looks like one of their players is hurt. But an important drive for the Tigers because down 22, they've got a chance to get a touchdown before the end of the half and feel a little bit better about themselves. The second half kickoff goes to Lorain, so they can ill afford to be down 22-0 kicking off to Lorain to start the second half.
Lorain has been noted in the last few games of giving up a score right before half.
Okay.
Now, they've overcome it, but a lot of times you don't want to give that team momentum going into the locker room.
Yeah, and we had this feeling going against the Midview program, and they were up very convincingly, and I think they gave up that score right before the half. They kind of let their guard down, and maybe Midview was able to sneak that one out, Rob.
It could be. Yeah, I was not here for that one, but yes. But I think, too, guys, that Midview kind of has that tradition, and they, let's face it, they've been able to beat Lorain the last few years in that series. That might have something to do with it as well, that they had some confidence with that late score in the second quarter as they continue to work on the Cleveland Heights player that was hurt. And we're going to take a timeout as they attend to the young man, and we're going to take a timeout. There's 2:18 to go in the first half. We'll be back. Our score, it's Lorain 22, Cleveland Heights nothing. You're watching Varsity football on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television.
In an instant, life can change. Hi, I'm veteran J.R. Martinez. If you've been hurt or disabled due to your service, the last thing you need to do is hurry up and wait for a VA claims decision. Make sure you file an electronic, fully developed claim, or e-claim, for disability compensation on e-benefits. It's the fastest and easiest way to get a claims decision. Learn more at ebenefits.va.gov. E-claims and e-benefits, online VA claims made simple.
And a good sign is the young man who was hurt, Xavier Pillar, was able to get off the field. Hopefully he'll be able to return at some point for Cleveland Heights, but that's their best offensive player, at least tonight so far. So he comes out of the game, and let's see if the Lorain Titans can tighten up here defensively and keep the Tigers out of the end zone. They'll throw down the middle, and it is going to be almost intercepted. Kelvin Torres had an opportunity.
We got to see a reason why Kelvin doesn't get the ball thrown to him.
That's why he's a defensive linebacker, right?
Exactly, Coach. And from here, my perspective, Rob and Coach, I was able to see his eyes, and they were as big as $50. He got so excited, and then he dropped it.
Well, at least he prevented the Tigers from getting it. They were trying to get it to Tyreek Smith, who's been quiet. And interesting, he's been quiet tonight. He's the Ohio State recruit. Handoff in the backfield, nowhere to go. A tackle for loss in the backfield by Isaiah Mcdowell. 205-pound junior linebacker Mcdowell on the stop. But Tyreek Smith, guys, has been quiet, 6'4", for Cleveland Heights, and he is verbal to Ohio State. And I shouldn't say verbal, but he's, the Ohio State recruit as a tackle in the backfield of Zaire Webb by Mcdowell. And they have not been able to get the ball to Tyreek Smith.
And they moved him all over the formation. They have him as end in the backfield, trying to confuse the Titans, but they're not having it.
As long as you got that number on your back, the defense will find you. I'm sure they practice that all week.
4th and long, they're going to fire downfield. It's overthrown, incomplete, and they'll turn it over on downs. And Rick, I couldn't tell from here, but was that for Tyreek Smith right there?
No, that wasn't. That was for the wide receiver number 1, Lamaro Smith Jr.
Thank you.
He was covered by Tashawn Lighty in free safety and then cornerback.
It's hard to read those yellow numbers from
yellow
up here.
Numbers on white up here, pretty hard to see.
Now, one thing, guys, I'm excited to see right now is a 1-minute offense. There's going to be a time in the season where the Titans are going to have to score with 1 minute and 19 seconds left. Let's see if they can execute.
Titans come to the line of scrimmage with 1:19 to go. They do have 2 timeouts if they elect to try to get downfield. They have it 1st and 10 from their own 35.
Now, Sturgill only has 3 completions, but he's approaching the century mark with 94 yards. So, his passes are long. Here comes,
They're going to pitch it on the end around to Lighty. Lighty gets a block. He's at the 40. Lighty to the 45, knocked out of bounds shy of the midfield, and a nice block for Davion Dower downfield. And Davion Dower had the block that sprung Tyshawn Lighty. It's 11-yard Lighty for an 11-yard run.
Also credit Myron Wilson for a nice seal block from his left tackle position.
Nice call, Rick. There you see it right there. And he was blocking McCracken, who's their best defensive lineman. There's the turn in the pitch to Dower. Dower over the far side, takes one hit, goes forward, still on his feet, gets to midfield, a 5-yard run, and did he get out of bounds, or will Lorain take a timeout? Well, so far neither. The clock is running, so he stayed in bounds, under a minute to go in the half. Lorain with 2 timeouts remaining, but they're going to go right to the line of scrimmage. They're losing a lot of time here, guys.
Watch for that pump and go, guys.
40 seconds to go in the half. 2nd and 5 from midfield.
Sturgill still calling his plays.
And they're going to hand off to the fullback straight ahead and be about a yard. Sturgill kept it for about a yard, and they'll take a timeout with 25 seconds. I think Lorain could have done a much better job of, well, I guess they're just going to be content here. So 3rd and 4, not taking their timeouts. They will come to the line of scrimmage. 10 seconds to go in the half. This could be the final play of the half. Sturgill rolling left. He has the run throw option. He's going to fire downfield, and it is caught at the 20, at the 15, 10, 5, and they're going to score on the last play of the half. Wow.
That was Lighty again.
Well, so much for what I know about clock management. Dave McFarland says, Polinsky, that's why you're up here and I'm the coach.
Wow.
50 yards as you see the replay, and that's the final play of the half. And we'll have the 2-point conversion, but there's Sturgill. He rolls left, finds Lighty, and there was no safety back, and Lighty able to beat the corner and go into the end zone as he beat Nolan Johnson.
Beautiful little cut back there.
Little surprised at the defense there for Cleveland Heights, why they wouldn't have anybody playing way deep. And we're going to get a timeout now before the 2-point conversion as Lorain leads 28-0. And, you know, if Lorain gets this 2-point conversion, that means we'll start the second half with a running clock, because once the score becomes 30 points or more, they have the running clock. So if Lorain makes the 2-point conversion, we'll start the second half with a running clock. If they do not, then it'll be the just the conventional start of the second half.
I remember a few years ago when that first came in, we talked every game about who liked it and who didn't like it, but it's becoming, you know, old hat now, so you just let it play out.
If you don't like it, don't fall behind by 30.
Yeah. Well, my always contention was the team that had the 30 points likes to get their second and third teams in. Now, the people that keep their first in and push it to 50, you know.
Announcers that get paid by the game and not by the hour.
Yeah. Yep.
They are going to, looks like they're going to kick here, so they'll keep it from not being a running clock. And kicking the ball for the Titans will be the first kick of the ball game, Blake Bartlemay. So Bartlemay will attempt the PAT. They get it down. Bartlemay with the kick. It is up, and the kick is good. And the Titans will end the first half on top by a score of 29-0. As Rick Amador goes out onto the field, I believe he's going to try to find Coach McFarland if he's able to do so.
Actually, guys, I'm going to talk to Coach Eddie Hall, talk about his offense real quick. Let me grab him.
All right, no problem. Take your time as Rick Amador will come over to the sidelines and find the assistant coach for the Titans. As the Titans lead it by a score of 29-0. Let's go back to the sidelines and Rick Amador.
Coach, real quick, 29-0. Let's get your thoughts on your offense this first half.
You know, I'm proud, you know, of what they're doing. We talk about players making plays, and that's exactly what they're doing. We got the line kind of playing pretty well. They have a good defensive line they're playing this week, and they're showing up. It's a little rough at the beginning, and now they're going.
Now, Coach, you guys just scored right before the half, and in weeks past, we've been giving up those touchdowns right before the half. What did you tell Justin before that drive?
Just went out there and told him if we get a good play on the first play that we go out there, we're going to go ahead and take a shot. We've got a lot of trust in his arm. He's got a lot of trust in his players, and players make plays. We'll keep saying it.
Coach, good luck in the second half.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Guys?
Great job. That's Rick Amador from the sidelines with assistant coach Eddie Hall. As we are at halftime, and it's the Lorain Titans out in front by a score of 29-0. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with the Lorain High Band halftime festivities with the Lorain High School Band. You're watching Varsity Football on WLCS TV 20 home of Lorain City Schools Television.
Can I go to the sleepover?
Lucy, I want you to promise me something. If there's any drinking, I want you to say, "No thanks, not my thing."
Mom.
I promise you, your real friends won't care. Deal?
I promise, Mom.
They really do hear you.
Did you pack your toothbrush?
For tips on how to start the talk, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. A public service message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
Hi, my name is George Click. I'm 16 years old and in 10th grade at Lorain High School. I'm studying video production through Lorain High's Career Tech Education program. My first class was video production itself, and my second class was web design. I have a big imagination. Video production is a great release for it. The program is fun, interactive, and hands-on. You learn about the cameras and their functions in a comfortable environment. You spend a lot of time editing video using Adobe Photoshop and Premiere. My video production instructor, Mr. Trout, helped me a lot. He helps you with anything you need help with. He's good at explaining how things work. Taking this video production class is what really made me want to go into this field. This program at Lorain High helped give me confidence. I now know that this is what I want to do, and it's all thanks to Lorain High's Video Production Career Tech program.
Which of the angles on the board are the one from the quiz on Friday? Jaden?
Research shows more and more 12 to 15-year-olds have arteries similar to that of a 45-year-old. But it doesn't have to be that way. Don't let your children grow up too fast. Encourage them to act their age through regular exercise and healthy eating.
Start of the second half, Cleveland Heights will kick off to the Lorain Titans. The Titans with all the momentum leading 29-0, and they scored on the final play of the half. Sturgill to Lighty for 50 yards, and we'll see if that momentum carries over to this drive. Kick taken ahead to the 20-25 to the 30, and being shot down right there is Tyshawn Lighty. A nice job by the special teams unit of Cleveland Heights to get downfield. But
that was not a typical Lighty return. Usually he catches that at full speed and breaks it. Looks like he was trying to set up blockers, and it just didn't work.
Tom, you've got some halftime stats.
I do have what they did in the first half. Justin Sturgill only completed 4 out of his 9 passes, but he had 144 yards with 3 TDs. Dower was a leading yard gainer with 13 carries for 85 for a 6.5 and 1 TD. Let's catch Justin on this play.
I formation, first play of the second half. And Sturgill will run the option. He's going to keep it, and he'll be snowed under at the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And then Sturgill's favorite receiver this first half was Tyshawn Lighty with 3 receptions, 105 yards, 2 TDs. So Lorain had a total of 275 yards in the first half.
2nd and 10 for the Titans. And Sturgill will run the option to this side, and he'll get about a 3 or 4 yard run before he is brought down. And one of the Tigers right there, Tyreek Smith, that's the tight end, defensive end. He's 6'4", 255. That's the young man that is verbal to Ohio State. We see Tyreek Smith making the play defensively. 3rd and 7 for the Titans. They lead 29-0, 1 minute into the second half. And handoff Dower, first down and more across midfield. He'll be brought down from behind by Smith at the 47. So Dalen Dower, boy, he got through there, Tom, and just shot through and got an easy first down run. Nice job by the offensive line tonight, guys. As we take a look at the replay, you see Dower, but great job by the offensive line. Yusuf Alzir, Gabriel Piscott, Sean Rogers, David Larson, Myron Wilson. They've done a good job all night. There's a pitch, and on the run to the 40, down to about the 37-yard line, getting knocked out of bounds, and there should be a late hit as well. But maybe they're not going to call that. I'm a little surprised. He got taken down on the track, Dakota Mincy.
Yeah, just basic student body left right there, guys. And you got Dustin out ahead of the running back, sealing that in. And nice little run there, our first down.
Straight ahead is Tyshawn Nelson for a short gain. Two minutes into the third quarter, Titans leading 29-0 alongside Tom Bauer, Rick Amador on the field tonight. I'm Rob Polinsky alongside Club TV 20. Happy to bring you this one on WLCS TV 20. Titans look very, very good tonight. 2nd and 7. And they'll run the pitch, and they're going to get it to Dower. Dower makes a man miss, goes to the outside, first down and more. Still on his feet, and he'll take a shot as he gets close to the 20-yard line. And Coach McFarland wants to have a quick conversation with Justin Sturgill.
Guys, they ran behind the right side of the offensive line where Yusuf Alzir and Gabriel Arsosa are blocking on that side. And Gabriel was actually dealing with the stomach flu all week, he told me before the game. So nice to see him fight and be out there every down so far.
Yeah, Larsosa out there. I had his name wrong earlier. I apologize. Gabriel Larsosa. 1st and 10. Handoff and a couple-yard run. Not much going on there. 2nd and long. Tyreek Smith and company on the stop for Cleveland Heights. Again, the Tigers came in 1-4. Lorain at 4-1. But part of the Cleveland Heights 1-4 record, in my opinion, was a very difficult schedule. But still, Lorain just dominated in the first half. 2nd and 10. First drive of the second half for the Titans. Sturgill under center. The pitch to Dower. Dower quickly to the 15, to the 10, 1st and goal. Boy, he does not mess around. Dalen Dower.
He did a great job accelerating through that hole, guys. And Tyreek Smith, again on the tackle, coming from his right defensive end position to make that play. What an athlete.
Yeah, he can move. And Dower gets the handoff over the left side, dragging Heights defenders. He gets close to the goal line, and he is just shy of the goal line. But 2nd and goals, we'll see the replay right here. Here's Dalen Dower going behind a great block right there by Myron Wilson, 6'3", 250-pound senior, left tackle. The guys up front tonight have done the job for Lorain. 2nd and goal from the 1. Dower over the left side. Does he get in? He does not. He is stopped shy, so credit the Tiger defense for denying Dower for now. 3rd and goal. 7.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Again, no huddles. They've done all night long. And the turn and the pitch to Dower, and he is going to be stopped shy of the end zone. It's 4th and goal. Well, they pitched on 3rd and goal, did not get there. And the Cleveland Heights defenders, boy, you got to give these guys credit. Down 29-0, and they deny Lorain the end zone.
I know
Xavier Vincent was one of them.
You like to give the kid who carried the ball all the way down, but you know he's getting keyed on.
4th and goal, and the Titans will go. 4th and goal from the 2. Back to throw Sturgill. He'll fire, and it's incomplete. Nice coverage there in the end zone. They tried to get it to Davion Dower, and the Titans turn it over on downs, and Cleveland Heights gets it 1st and 10 at their own 2, trailing 29-0 with 6:47 to go in the 3rd.
And on that pass route, guys, they actually asked Davion Dower to use his basketball skills on that play. He actually boxed out the guys, and his hands have been pretty good to date. Unfortunate for the Titans, he was unable to grab that ball.
Sometimes you like to put it a little bit higher and let him use some of his jumping abilities too.
1st and 10 from the 2-yard line for Cleveland Heights, as they'll come to the line of scrimmage, their first play of the 3rd quarter. Again, Josh Harris is the quarterback. Xavier Pillar was their best running back earlier. He was hurt late in the 2nd quarter. And there's the snap, and Harris will take it. He'll go straight ahead, bounces to the outside now, and gets out to about the 5. And, you know, with the bad snaps that Cleveland Heights has had tonight, they've had 4 or 5 of them, and you're down on that goal line. They get a bad snap here, it's going to be a safety.
It's one thing you snap the ball 5 yards deep into the end zone just to try to come out. That's a tough time. That's why Tomo always wants somebody under center.
Josh Smith awaiting the snap, gets it, and he'll hand it off and nowhere to go, and it's going to be close to a safety. Antonio Wyatt with another tackle for loss. There you see a look at big number 97. 6'3", 313, and a senior. Gave you his stats coming into the ball game. 26 tackles, 4.5 sacks, 10 tackles for loss. Look at the replay, and you see him gobble up the running back in the backfield. Great job by Wyatt as he was able to shed the block and get in there.
Oh, that gets him out of the hole.
So it's going to be 3rd and long, and we're going to get an offsides on Lorain. And that'll make it 3rd and 5 as they get it just across the 6-yard line. 5:40 to go in the 3rd quarter. 29-0 Lorain. That was our halftime score. Harris takes it. He looks to throw, fires, and he gets the first down across the 15 out to the 18-yard line.
Nice tackle by
It was Kelvin Torres on the stop. It'll be a 1st and 10 for Cleveland Heights. They'll move the chains.
Guys, Grayson Green, the wide receiver for Cleveland Heights, caught that ball. I had a chance to check him out. He's a very accomplished basketball player, left-handed player. He actually makes a lot of plays for the Tigers in cage matchups.
Yep.
Grayson Green, a 6'2", 195-pound senior. Thank you, Rick. They'll throw it out in the flat. It is complete, and getting a short gain is going to be Jared Wilson, 5'10", 165, and a senior. And for the Titans out there, Tyshawn Lighty on the stop, along with Nate Melendez.
I counted a total of 7 hats around that ball, and you got to like that pursuit.
Yep. Gang tackling.
Well, they're keeping their passing game short. I think it's because of the rush that the line's putting on for the Titans with those linebackers shooting some gaps.
Back to throw, firing, and is complete to that same man that Rick Amador told you about earlier, Grayson Green. First down across the 35, and you know, give Cleveland Heights credit. They're down 29-0. Lorain gets it, 1st and goal at the 1. They deny them on downs, and now they've taken it from their own 2 out to their own 36. Now, they're not going to come back and win the game, but give a 1-4 team credit for not just laying down. And a quarterback draw and taking a slide is going to be the quarterback Josh Harris, a short gain. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I expect them with a win a little bit to their back to maybe go deep once they get those cornerbacks coming up on that short passing game that they were so effective to get out of their own end zone.
Antonio Wyatt now lining up at defensive end. He's going to rush, and they run away from him, and he still gets a piece of the ball carrier. Kelvin Torres in there as well as, again, Nate Melendez. And the running back, again, they are without their main running back. And that's Brandon Seawright getting the football because Xavier Pillar was hurt earlier. So Seawright getting the ball. But again, they're missing their main running back in that first half. Xavier Pillar, who was hurt, we haven't seen him return. 3rd and 8 for the Tigers. Back to throw. Looking, now rolling left. Melendez on the chase. He'll fire, and it is going to be, did he go up and make that catch? Well, I think he did across the 45-yard line. What an effort.
Yes.
Jared Wilson hauls it in, and it's first down. Boy, a great job by Josh Harris. Look at this replay. Harris rolls left, buys some time, and then I thought he overthrew his receiver. See, great protection. Now he's going to roll left as it starts to break down. Lobs it, and going up there, look at that effort by Wilson. Kept his feet in bounds. That's a nice effort all around by the Tigers. For Coach Max Stevens, the head coach of the Cleveland Heights Tigers. On 1st and 10, throwing, and they get it across midfield, and they're going to be close to another first down.
Very close.
Down to the Titan 44-yard line. 2.5 minutes to go, fast-moving third quarter. Titans leading 29-0.
And guys, you can see Josh Smith is starting to gain a little bit of confidence back
Yes.
there at quarterback, completing some passes.
Agreed.
Here's that second and real short. Where a lot of times the coach likes to, don't go for the first down right now because you always got 3rd and 4th down to get it. So go deep.
Yeah, well, they're going to change their minds and give them a first down here. So
Okay.
they move the chains late. It is 1st and 10 from the Titan 44. Bad snap. Lewis gets it. He'll run as far as he can, gets to about the 40. Josh Harris, I should say, not Lewis. Josh Harris, the junior quarterback.
He made something out of nothing because he avoided that rush for, that saved him probably 8-10 yards.
I don't know if the Cleveland Heights baseball coach was watching that play, but he could play second base or short for the Tigers. Did a nice job scooping that one up.
Well, yeah, short hop.
There's been a couple times he's taken some tough hops off this grass field at George Daniel Field and done a good job. 2nd and long. And I think Rick made a good point. If you have Anthony Wyatt over you, it might affect your snapping as well. That time they're going to throw it out to Grayson Green. Makes one man a stop miss at the 35, gets down to the 30-yard line. As on the stop for the Titans is Cairo Smith. But another 1st and 10 for the Tigers. This drive started at their own 2. They have gotten it to the Lorain 30-yard line. So it's a 68-yard drive so far as we take a look at the replay. See, Green makes a man miss.
Wonder who this cornerback is out of here, 22.
That's Mikey Curry.
Mikey, okay.
They're going to throw downfield for Green. He goes up, and it's in and out of his hands, incomplete. Mikey Curry was there step for step. So McKee Curry there defensively for the Titans.
Real quick, interesting fact about Grayson. This is his first year playing football for the program. He had been strictly a basketball player and decided to come out for his senior year.
Oh, really?
2nd and 10 for the Cleveland Heights Tigers at the Lorain 30. Clock stop with 57 seconds to go.
There's a real unbalanced line left.
And they're going to run C right behind that unbalanced line. Cuts it up, gets to the 20, gets a first down inside the 20, down to about the 17-yard line. Defensively on the stop for the Titans. That time it's Dakota Mincy. But that's the best run tonight for Brandon Seawright.
Guys, early in the game when they were able to execute the shotgun snap, they were having some success on first down running the ball. Picking it back up this second half.
Yeah, I agree with you, Rick. Under a minute to go in the quarter. They'll throw downfield. It's tipped, and it is going to be intercepted at the 10-yard line. Plenty of room to run to the 25-30. To the 40, and Dakota Mincy gets out to just shy of midfield.
Yep. Now, I think that thing may be his 4th interception of the year.
So Dakota Mincy is his 5th interception of the year.
Okay.
As you see, Josh Harris gets a perfect snap. He's got time. Throws. And it's tipped
twice.
Yes. Mincy went up, and that tip, one of the defenders there was Savon Chavis. So it'll be 1st and 10 Titans.
Coach Will always employs his troops. You know, all tips and overthrows must be picked, and they executed that perfectly, guys.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Titans at their own 45. 22 seconds to go in the third quarter. Titans leading 29-0. That was by far Cleveland Heights' best drive of the night. Throw out in the flat. It is complete. Stiff arm, and Davion Dower will get into Cleveland Heights territory. He is brought down by Brandon Simon. You got to look at Davion Dower. And you'll see the replay here. Sturgill quickly gets the ball to him and lets Davion do the rest. Davion Dower came in with 10 catches for 129 yards. And that is going to do it for the third quarter. We've played 3 quarters of football from George Daniel Field in Lorain. Our score after 3. It's your Lorain Titans 29, the Cleveland Heights Tigers nothing. You're watching Varsity Football tonight on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television.
Sergeant Michelle Garcia served meritoriously in Iraq and has the medals to prove it. Soon after leaving the Navy, Lieutenant Chris Scott found a job, a home, and started a family of his own. Corpsman Richard Stokely took the skills he learned in Vietnam and put them to good use as a paramedic. But soon after leaving the military, each of these veterans fell on hard times and faced homelessness. Even after Michelle lost all her savings, even after Chris wasn't able to pay his mortgage, and even after Richard battled alcoholism for years, they each reached out for help when they needed it most. A simple phone call put them in touch with a trained professional from the Department of Veterans Affairs. That call got Michelle a place to stay until she could afford one of her own, put Chris in touch with employment assistance, and found Richard a substance abuse program. These veterans are success stories not only for how they were able to help others while serving their country, but for how they were able to let others help them. If you know of or are a veteran in need, make the call.
Start of the fourth quarter, 1st and 10 Titans from the Cleveland Heights 40-yard line. Sturgill's going to pitch it to Dower. Big hole to the 30, 25, 20, inside the 20 down to about the 19. They're back in the red zone. Dalen Dower, his big night continues.
That was an exact example of a shoestring tackle. If he doesn't make that tackle, that's 6, and we got the running clock, guys.
Yep. Cleveland Heights with a defender trying to get on field late. Did not get off in time, but they don't throw a flag. Dower will get a 4-yard run to the 15. It'll be 2nd and 6. As you get a live look here at George Daniel Field in Lorain. Cleveland Heights having a hard time getting lined up here. 2nd and 6. They bring everybody tight to the line of scrimmage defensively. Rolling out of Sturgill. He'll fire, and it's just off the hands of his intended receiver at about the 5-yard line, trying to get it down there to Jamel Nolan Jr. Rolling right, throwing to the short side. They didn't have a lot of room to work with there, Coach.
No. And he put it where no one else could touch it. If Nolan catches it, he catches it. If not, it goes out of bounds.
So it'll be 3rd and 5. The line of scrimmage is the Cleveland Heights 15, I formation. Sturgill to throw, firing for the corner of the end zone. It is going to be incomplete. It'll be 4th and 5. Again, it'll stop the clock with 11:18 to go in the ball game. No scoring in the second half. Lorain leads at 29-0. Titans trying to get their 5th win in a row to go to 5-1 overall and start league at 1-0. And they'll be home next Friday night, and they'll get a visit from Warrensville Heights.
It'll be homecoming for the Titans.
They've been home the whole year. How can you have homecoming? 4th and 5. Back to throw Sturgill. He'll throw in the flat. It is complete. First down, Dower to the 10 to the 5, and you stop just shy of the goal line.
Great play call there, guys, for that screen to Dower out there in the right flat. I would have loved to see a little better block there out there by MJ, because he probably would have scored.
Lamaro Smith Jr. denying him for now, but it's 1st and goal at the 2 as you see it right there. There's Dower inside the 10 and getting knocked down at the 2 by Lamaro Smith Jr. Now we go back live. Titans have it 1st and goal at the 2, I formation. And Sturgeon will hand it off straight ahead, and getting into the end zone on a 2-yard run, it's going to be Tyshawn Nelson. So Nelson with a touchdown, and with 10:51 to go in the ball game, the Titans lead at 35-0. So Nelson from 2. He had 2 two-point conversions earlier, guys, and right there he gets his first touchdown of the year. And to attempt the point after, again, Blake Bartlome, he hit the extra point at the end of the first half. So Bartlome to attempt the point after. Titans have one too many on the field for the point after. They get him off. Bartlome's kick is up, and that one is going to be no good. So we have 10:26 to go in the ball game, and the Titans lead at 35-0.
You know, I see why they get all this energy for this game. They had that great pregame meal last night, sponsored by Frankie and MJ's over in Elyria, Apple's Grocery over in Meister Road, Headliners Barbershop here on 42nd Street, and our own TV 20. So thanks again, guys, for feeding our guys, because you can see the results on an excellent football game on a Friday night.
I want to know how we can get the invite to that meal. Joe Bach?
Joe Bach said that TV 20 was one of the sponsors. So here we go back live, and as the Titans get set to kick it off, up 35-0. We'll have a running clock with 10:21 to go in the football game. And again, this game on Club TV 20. And we want to thank the following students for helping out tonight. Alexis Sexton, Christian Rivera, Eddie Santiago, Harley McQuaid, Ian Martinez, Isabel Sanchez, Jaden Morales, Jocelyn Ramos, Sam DeAndrea, Thomas Milam, all working with Terry Trout and Joe Bach, the Club TV 20 members. Thanks to all of them for their efforts here tonight. They've done a great job. Kick by Nolan Jr. is going to roll inside the 5. Is it going to go out of bounds at the 1? It stops right there, and they're going to be snowed under at about the goal line. What a kick. The Cleveland Heights deep man thought that it was going to go out of bounds, but that ball literally died at the 1-yard line just before it went out of bounds. He had to pick it up. Unbelievable. What a perfect kick by Jamel Nolan Jr.
And this is his first game kicking, because kicking was always handled by Jeter in the past.
Yeah, I was just going to ask that, Coach. What happened to Jeter this week?
I don't know.
Let me find out.
Go ahead.
See the replay. They're going to mark it at the 1-yard line. Let's take a look at it again. There's that high, deep kick. He likes to go to that side. You see it bounce there at the 15. And I have to give the Cleveland Heights receiver credit there. It looked like it was going to go out of bounds. And look at that ball. Just stay in at the 1-yard line and die right there. He had to pick it up, or else Lorain would have had it. Unbelievable. I guess that's kind of typifies what kind of a night it's been for the Titans. Bad snap and trouble. There's the safety. 2-point safety on the snap as it's fumbled in the end zone, recovered by the Titans. And with 9:01 to go in the ball game, they're going to get a safety.
Calvin Torres was the first one on the bottom of that pile, followed by Antonio White, guys.
Did you see Wyatt dance?
37-0.
Wyatt?
Hey,
see the replay here, guys. Let's take a look at this replay. As you'll see, Josh Harris, that one was a good snap. He just dropped it. That's not on the center. That's on Harris. And as Rick told you, you had Torres and Wyatt right there making sure that he wasn't going to go anywhere.
And one thing, guys, that people don't talk a lot about, Antonio White can dunk a basketball from 2 feet.
Yeah.
So that gives you the example of the amount of explosiveness that he has in that base, and what kind of power he brings to the table. And Coach Wilt, the defensive coordinator, said he's a joy to coach up. And as I mentioned, a motivated Antonio White is a dangerous Antonio White, and you can see that here tonight.
So Cleveland Heights will have the free kick here into that wind, which has died down quite a bit with 8 minutes to go in the ball game.
You're wondering if they're organizing a second team for this last offensive drive.
Hey, Rob, if I can ask you, since this is the first time covering, the program, what are your thoughts?
Well, they've been impressive tonight, but I expected more from Cleveland Heights, and maybe that's just to Lorain's credit. I don't know, but I am surprised. I thought Coming in, I thought Lorain would win, but I thought it would be a much closer ball game. But the Titans have really played well here tonight, guys. So Cleveland Heights will kick, and the kick is going to go bounce around and is taken at the 40-yard line by Dyer, and he'll get out to the 45, and that's where the Titans get it, 1st and 10. I'm sorry, that is, I was looking at Cleveland Heights roster. 32 for Lorain is Savon Chavis. 32 for Cleveland Heights is Jack Dyer. You know, this running clock has gone a lot faster than it's supposed to, and that's because your running clock operator, and they ran the clock before they kicked the ball. It's been running right now. No wonder it's so fast. You'd think by now, what are they in, about the 5th year?
At least the 5th year. Well,
they have shaved about 3 minutes off of this thing because it has been running and running and running when it's not supposed to be running.
I think they're waiting for that official to give that non-stop the signal.
Tom.
Has he done it?
I know the rules. Come on. You're not supposed to be running the clock after the safety before they took 2 minutes to kick the ball. 1st and 10 for Lorain at their own 45. I formation. Sturgill's going to throw it. It's incomplete. 2nd and 10.
And guys, in the backfield on that formation was Savon Chavis that checked in as tailback.
Mm-hmm. I imagine we'll see some changes here throughout the last part of this ball game.
That looks like that was Justin Sturgill's last pass of the night, guys.
Yep.
They bring in Dower?
Davion Dower at quarterback.
So as Rick just told you, Rick Amador from the sidelines, Davion Dower is now the quarterback for the Titans. And they'll turn and hand it off straight ahead to about midfield. We want to remind you that Lorain City Schools Television, WLCS TV 20 on Spectrum Cable. Like Lorain Schools TV 20 on Facebook and win great prizes. Follow us on Twitter at LCS_TV 20. YouTube Lorain Schools TV 20, or check out Lorain Schools TV 20 on Facebook for all your entertainment and informational needs. Lots of different ways through social media to like WLCS TV 20. 3rd and 5 from midfield. Dower, second play, and he is going to run forward and be
close,
very close to a 1st down. And it looks like he is just shy of the 45-yard line, which he needs to get to for that 1st down. So it'll be 4th and short.
Also checking in at right guard is number 77, Coach. I'm not sure which Titan that is.
That is Aaron Ansart. Aaron Ansart, 6 foot 285 at a senior. Thank you, Rick, as they continue to make some changes along the line. 4.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Titans lead at 37-0, and Lorain will go to 5-1 overall. Cleveland Heights is going to drop to 1-5. Dower on 4th and 1, and they will get the 1st down straight ahead, down to about the 42. So the Titans trying to run out this clock. Again, next week, Lorain will be home to Warrensville Heights. The Titans have played just one road game this year. And on 4th and 1, there you got to look at Dower as he got the 1st down.
And they have 2 more coming, because after the homecoming next week, they have another home game after that with Maple Heights.
And the final 2 weeks of the year will be on the road for Lorain as they go to Bedford and go to Shaw. But it is kind of a strange deal where 7 of the first 8 games are right here at George Daniel. There's a handoff, and over to the right side, a gain of maybe a yard or 2 is Chavis. Clock continues to wind down. 3.5 minutes to go after the ball game. Rick Amador will have some interviews on the field, I believe, with a player and a coach. And we'll have the highlights for you. We'll replay some of the highlights. That's all coming up in our post game here on WLCS TV 20.
Also checking in for the Titans is number 67 and number 5. 67 on the offensive line and 5 at wide receiver.
All right, that's Jace Tarpley at offensive line, and that receiver is Jordan Jackson. Jackson lines up to the far side of the field. I formation. Dower going down the line, talking to his lineman. And he'll turn and pitch the football. And Chavis breaks one tackle. Now he's going to come the other way to the 40, to the 35. Great effort by Chavis as he's close to a first down.
I thought he was stopped over here for a 2-yard loss.
Well, the game must be over because George Corey is headed for the exits. That means it's officially over, right, when George heads out?
Almost.
2 minutes to go in the football game. It's been all Lorain, 37-0. They jumped out in their first drive, 7:31 to go in the first quarter. A Sturgill across 38-yard pass to go up 6-0, and they haven't looked back. 3rd and 1. Throw, and it's going to be picked off at the 30-yard line to the 40, 50-yard line to the 40, 35-30. Still on his feet down to the 25-yard line. A nice return for the Cleveland Heights defender there, and I think it's Denzel Lockett, 6'3", 160-pound junior. Lockett broke on the football, picked it off, and went down the field. And the Titans kept him out of the end zone to keep the shutout intact, but 1:28 to go. Cleveland Heights will have an opportunity to try to get on the board.
You're looking at replay. That was a nice effort by the defensive back. MJ needs to do a little better job coming back to the ball and turning into a defender on that play, but he was able to come back and make a play.
I seen he gave Dollar a signal that he was going to run that hitch. And I think the defender read that same signal as I seen it up here in the press box.
Josh Harris at quarterback. 1 minute to play in the ball game. As again the clock runs. Back to throw. They fire downfield. It is going to be caught for a touchdown. So the Tigers get on the board on a 25-yard strike. It was Josh Harris. And I tell you, I just cannot see that jersey from here. Rick, I don't know if you can help us out.
Grayson Green.
Grayson Green, thank you very much.
Is the clock running after a score?
Here it does. It's not, remember, Tom, when I told you that they don't know? Yeah.
I know. I was just, it was a kind of a theoretical question.
Yeah, it runs when it's not supposed to here. Yeah. They're going to go for 2.
Linebacker number 82 is also checked in the game.
And we have movement along the line. And that'll be a penalty against Cleveland Heights. And they run the clock, and they're not even going to get the point after. So I guess technically on the final play of the game, Harris to Green from 25 yards out, and that's going to be the final score as Lorain defeats Cleveland Heights by a score of 37-6. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Rick Amador will have his on-field interviews, and then we will have the highlights. But again, congratulations, Lorain Titans. They go to 5-1. Cleveland Heights goes to 1-5. You see the two teams shaking hands at midfield. Our final tonight, it was Lorain 37, Cleveland Heights 6. You're watching Varsity Football on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television.
Inspiring city and campus. Inspiring people. Inspiring creativity. Inspiring hands-on learning. Inspiring global experiences. Inspiring traditions. Be a Buckeye. Inspire.
And welcome back to George Daniel Field, where the Titans win at 37-6. Let's send it down to the sidelines. Here's Rick Amador.
Guys, I'm joined by player Antonio White and coach defensive coordinator Jeremy Wilk. Antonio, 37-0. Let's get 37-6. Let's get your thoughts on your defensive performance.
Today I played good today. I did what I had to do. I played for my team. My team played for me, and we did a good job. We did a good job today.
Now, going into this game, I mean, did they do anything different that you didn't expect? Obviously, the score would tell us it didn't, but what did you notice in the trenches?
They usually do the same thing. They'll double team me every time since I'm the biggest man on the field, and then that's what they do.
Now, here's a big question. Is an Antonio, a hungry Antonio White, a nice Antonio White, or a dangerous Antonio White?
Oh, it depends. On the field, I'm a dangerous Antonio, but around, I'm nice.
So, guys, he's multifaceted. Great job tonight, young man. Jeremy, let's get your thoughts about your squad's performance. 37-6, very impressive performance tonight.
I'm just, like I said to you earlier in the night, I'm really impressed in our guys. They finally are starting to buy into the scheme and believe in themselves. I tell them every week they could be the best defense in the state of Ohio if they want to be. They showed tonight if they do what they're taught, execute the scheme, that they are a really, really tough knockout, violent defense.
Now, Coach, you had those two middle linebackers in Calvin Torres and Cairo Smith that we didn't talk about tonight, or talk to tonight. Let's get your thoughts about their play.
Well, both of those guys are first-year linebackers. They didn't play linebacker last year. Cairo was a defensive end, and Torres started at linebacker for us, but ended up playing D-line for us last year. But you want to talk about learning on the job. The improvement since week one is just it shows in our overall defensive play. They make the defensive line look good. Our defensive line makes our linebackers look good, and overall that makes us really tough.
Well, Coach, enjoy this impressive 37-6 win, and then on to Warrensville Heights.
All right, Coach. Thank you.
Guys, that's Coach Jeremy Woe and Antonio Wyatt. Back up to you.
All right, again, we are in the post game as you get a look at Rick Amador and the coach for the Lorain Titans, a defensive coach there. And Tom Bauer, just some of your thoughts, and I know you've added up some stats here as well.
Yeah, Lorain put on an offensive performance. I think they're leading Lorain County in the offensive performance. They had 260 yards rushing, 172 yards passing for 432 yards, which is impressive. And I think Dower was the rushing star tonight with 22 carries, 172 yards. He had one reception for 13 for a total of 185 and one TD. Sturgill passing wasn't bad, 6 for 15, 172 and 3 TDs. So.
Thank you very much, Tom Bauer. It all adds up to a big Lorain High win tonight. They were impressive.
I'll tell you what, they have Warrensville coming in next week. Warrensville is usually one of the weaker teams and the things, but I've looked at the paper. Warrensville is averaging around 30 points a game. So they have some athletes this year. So time will tell what's going to happen next week. I think Coach has got to keep them up. You can't get your team sky high every single game, but you got to get them out there business-like to play against Warrensville.
Let's take a look at the highlights for you as they take a look at the booth, and that's why they don't show Tom and I very often from up here. But that's the view from the booth. Let's go to the replays. First drive of the game, 7.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. They get it out to Cross. He breaks that tackle, and then look at him fly down the sidelines. Cross from 38 yards out. Lorain led it 6-0 with 7:31 to go in the first quarter. The 2-point conversion was no good. 9:23 to go in the second quarter. Sturgill to Lighty, 27 yards. There goes Lighty down the sidelines. He'll shake and bake into the end zone, and the 2-point conversion is coming up. But right there, Lorain leads at 12-0. And now the 2-point conversion to Nelson over the right side of the line, easily into the end zone. It's 14-0 Lorain. A little bit later, 16-yard run here. Dalen Dowers, he breaks a tackle from the Cleveland Heights defender, gets into the end zone, and that tackle attempt was Mackay Patterson. It was 20-0, and now we'll have another 2-point conversion. Again, it's Nelson right there at fullback. You see Sturgill give him the ball. Sturgill tried to get it back. Nelson says, give it to me. I want the 2 points. 22-0. And now here's the final play of the first half. As time's running out, Sturgill rolls to his left. He's going to step up and fire downfield, and it is caught there by Lighty, and then Lighty gets behind the defense, and as time expires, he waltzes into the end zone, and it's 28-0, and then the point after by Blake Bartlemay as they attempt a point after for the first time tonight. And Bartlemay, you see right there, nails it. And at halftime, it was Lorain 29 at Cleveland Heights 0. And Cleveland Heights on offense here. They'll throw, and this one was intercepted by Dakota Mincy after that tip. And it was Cairo Smith and also Savon Chavis on the tip. And then Mincy had a wall of blockers ahead of him, and he gets almost out to midfield. And a little bit later, Nelson now, you saw the 2-point conversions. There he gets a touchdown run, his first of the season. That made it 35-0. The extra point was no good. And on the first play after the kick that got taken down at the 1-yard line, perfect snap, but it's dropped by the quarterback. Josh Harris in the end zone made for a safety, and Lorain led it 37-0. And then late in the fourth quarter, It is Harris as he gets it out to Grayson Green, who makes a nice catch there. And they had a penalty on the point after. They were running the clock. So you see the clock there, 45 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, and they just ran it down and never had another play. So that is our final score here tonight, as the Titans win it by a score of 37-6, as Rick Amador joins us up in the booth. But a lot of people to thank here on Club TV 20. Again, we had Terry Trout and Joe Bach running things up here. And again, the Club TV 20 members, Alexis Sexton, Christian Rivera, Eddie Santiago, Harley McQuaid, Ian Martinez, Isabel Sanchez, Jaden Morales, Jocelyn Ramos, Sam DeAndrea, and Thomas Milam. I want to thank all of them for the great efforts by those people, as well as for the Club TV 20 members. And I'm sorry? Cheryl Herder. Yes. Cheryl Herder. She did the social media. Oh, Cheryl Herder. I didn't know you had a name. Actually, the names they've given me for you are not Cheryl Herder, but there. I didn't even see this at the bottom. Yeah. Cheryl Herder. Now, how could I forget to thank our main man? We can't do anything without him, Bob Schlumbaker, who is down here and does a great job. Bob Schlumbaker here again. But, guys, just a great effort by the Titans tonight.
I think it was.
Rick, how about from the sidelines?
Yeah.
Guys, just one of the most complete efforts that we've seen all year on all three phases, offense, special teams, and defense. I mean, we made an extra point. I mean, in Lorain, that's huge because we're always chasing that point week after week. And somewhere down the line, we're going to need an extra point. And maybe that tonight we get some confidence doing that.
I don't know if you remember, but that extra point probably got more applause than some of the TDs did.
Yes, I heard it through my mic, guys.
All right, so that's going to about do it. Wrap it up from us here. And, again, the final from George Daniel Field, it was the Titans 37, Cleveland Heights 6 for Rick Amador and Tom Bauer. This is Rob Polinsky saying you've been watching Varsity Football on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools TV 20 WLCS.